It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and today I've decided to put two iconic 1980s, 1970s probably, 1980s and 1990s bitters together. Put them up together, see who wins, see which one is the best beer. And the reason why I've chosen these two beers today is that they're both 3.4% ABV. I picked this up in Home Bargains for £1 a bottle. It's a 3.4% ABV version of Ruddles' Best Country Ale. I always remember Ruddles' Best. We used to take the caps off the kegs as kids years ago. Our school was next to a working man's club, and we used to always kind of throw the discs around in the playground and kind of make a game out of it. Whoever landed on so-and-so's disc collected the disc and you kept it. And it was a game. It was a game probably just for kind of our school in the 1980s there. And Ruddles was one of those caps. It was definitely sold next door in the working man's club to our school in South Wales. It was a big beer. A big beer. But originally it was 3.7% ABV. Now owned and run by Green King Brewery, Green King decided to reduce the ABV to 3.4% ABV. Next one is going to be even more of an iconic beer. This is John Smith's Extra Smooth. If you're of a certain age, you will definitely know this beer. I reckon if you just turned 18, I reckon you might be hard pressed to remember this beer. Like, this beer has not really been around for the last 8 years. And you were 10 then. You were 10 years old. You'd have no reason to know what John Smith's was unless you've seen your dad drinking it at Christmas. John Smith's Extra Smooth Bitter. This used to be 3.8% ABV, according to Wikipedia. Then it dropped to 3.6%. Then it dropped to 3.4% ABV. Bought and ruined by Heineken. This is I'm not judging before I open the beers, but these beers were iconic. They were great beers back in the day, and there was a reason why they were great beers. There was a reason why they were bought, and that's because they were popular and they were drunk by the nation. They were relatively cheap, but they were good. They were good back then. Let's get them out into a glass and see what we get. I'm going to open the John Smith's first, just in case we have a problem with the pour here. We shouldn't do. There's no action in the bottom of the glass. I apologise to the Pilot Brewery for pouring this liquid into their pint glass. They are a proud Mumbles brewery that make fantastic premium ales. There you go, one finger Whitehead. You've got that classic kind of Guinness surge going on. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny though, isn't it, how Guinness got away with it. Guinness completely got away with this kind of like surge thing. They made it iconic. They made it a brand. They made it a whole marketing thing, didn't they? But John Smith's never really kind of like pushed it enough, I don't think, to capture that kind of market. But hey ho. I am glad most beers these days are not nitro infused, because it gives me a real bad headache. Here's the Ruddles then. £1 a bottle. I bought this for £1 a bottle, and my wife found that can for £1 around the shop, and she said, I bought you a present for the John Smiths. And I said, what have you bought me that for? So it's been sat in my fridge for like a month or two. I've just not known what to do with it. And then I seen this in Home Bargains, and I thought, you know what, there might be something in the video. People might want to see two iconic best bitters that have been reduced in ABV. Me ranting and raving about it. One finger Whitehead, golden amber in colour. A little bit of carbonation, clear looking beer. Compared to the look at the John Smiths. Wow, I mean, it's just, you go to Spain and stuff, people are still drinking it. All the oldies that go to Spain, they're all drinking John Smiths. If you know, it's the bitter that's sold out there. I'm gonna go for John Smiths first, I think. Right. I'll read the ingredients on the can because it's quite a shocker what's in this beer. Very sweet, very syrupy. A little bit of kind of malt aroma coming through. Let's dive in. Cheers. Taste of nothing. It's a little roasty, it's a little toasty, it's very thin, it's very watery for 3.4% ABV. Sweet glucose, kind of brown bread flavour up front, and a little bit of an astringent bitterness on the back end. Shocking beer is John Smith's. Let me read the ingredients for you. A distinctive full flavoured smooth ale. Ingredients: water, malted barley, glucose syrup, barley, hops, hop extract, nitrogen. They used to put all the E numbers years ago. When I reviewed it on YouTube, they used to put all the E numbers on this beer, and it was like, oh my god, it was like reading the side of something that come out of a chemical factory, you know. But yeah, they're not shy to say they've used the old glucose syrup in there. Gives me a raging headache, glucose syrup and nitrogen. If I was to drink 4 pints of that, I'd wake up in the morning, my next day would be ruined. My next day would be kind of like completely ruined. Ruddles, it used to be called Ruddles County. Ruddles best then. They seem to have made a little bit more of an effort with this one, have Green King. Smells like more like an ale. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of kind of toastiness. I mean, it's better. It's a million miles better than John Smith's, because first and foremost it's beer, but I still think there's a little bit of glucose syrup in here. Now, with UK law, you don't have to put any ingredients on the side of a beer can. You don't have to. It's not law. I still wouldn't buy this. If somebody handed me this, you get it every now and again, don't you? Somebody will, oh, he's an ale drinker, I'll buy him some beers for his birthday or Christmas. And somebody will buy you like 4 bottles of Ruddles. They just end up in the back of my fridge for like, I can't drink them. I can't drink them. I just find them, like this is, the more I'm drinking this, the more the sweetness is coming through. It's just sweet, syrupy, a little bit of bitterness, astringent flavours. I don't know how these beers exist. This is the point of this video. I don't know. Like, if you went somewhere and bought maybe some Hobson's beers, if you're looking for a really good best bitter, Try Hobson's or you know, a proper real ale producer of good beer. Wye Valley Brewery, if you want to drink really good beer, really good traditional real ale. Hobson's, Wye Valley, they make some fantastic beer. This stuff is just... John Smith's is shocking. John Smith's, I've made a video about this before. John Smith's is shockingly bad. I don't know who in their right mind would drink that stuff. Ruddles isn't much better. John Smith's 2 out of 10. Ruddles County, Ruddles Best 3 out of 10. Is there any ingredients on the Ruddles? Contains malted barley. That's all they're going to tell you. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you there's syrup in here. It might be in another language. Sometimes you can pick up another language where you can pick up that there's syrup in there, but I can't see. Yeah. 2 awful beers that were once iconic, and they probably back in their day tasted really good. They've just been ruined by, I don't know. I don't know why these companies decide to buy great beer brands and ruin them. Beats me. If you buy something with a great reputation, why don't you keep that great reputation? Anyway, thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.